Deep beneath the ocean, a nuclear submarine waits silently, its missiles armed yet dormant. Two officers hold the fate of millions in their hands, each key a potential trigger for catastrophe. The control room glows dimly, monitors blinking red and green, warning of possible disaster. Tension hangs in the air like thick fog, every movement and hesitation magnified. A radar screen flickers, hinting at threats that may or may not exist, testing human judgment. One officer is ready to follow protocol, while the other hesitates, questioning certainty. Every second stretches into an eternity, the hum of machinery amplifying the weight of responsibility. The countdown is silent, yet its implications are deafening, a reminder of irreversible power. Hands hover over launch keys, trembling slightly, caught between obedience and doubt. Red warning lights pulse rhythmically, reflecting off steel walls and worried faces. Analog dials and gauges vibrate subtly, measuring pressure no human can feel physically. Every breath is conscious, every blink a pause in a moment that could end civilizations. Maps and trajectories fill the table, projecting doom that exists only in numbers. One officer's gaze shifts repeatedly, calculating, weighing, resisting the pull of protocol. The safety cover over the key glimmers in low light, a silent symbol of potential catastrophe. Eyes meet across the console, the unspoken question: who will act and who will hesitate? The hum of ventilation and distant alarms forms a tense, almost hypnotic rhythm. Outside, steel walls and reinforced doors await to contain what might never be unleashed. Fingers hover and pause, the simplest action carrying unimaginable consequences. And in that frozen moment, history itself waits for a decision that may never come. The radar flickers again, but this time it brings clarity rather than panic. Analog switches remain untouched, waiting silently for a choice that may never come. One officer exhales slowly, resisting protocol, feeling the weight of the entire world. The second officer watches intently, unsure if hesitation is courage or folly. Every gauge, dial, and blinking light becomes a heartbeat, marking the passage of critical seconds. The countdown is invisible but omnipresent, a silent measure of human restraint. Fingerprints on consoles tell a story of near mistakes avoided and tension endured. Red emergency lights glow softly, casting shadows across worried faces. The hum of machinery is constant, reminding them of the power they could unleash. A hand hovers above the launch key, trembling slightly, indecision etched into every motion. The safety cover clicks subtly as it slides back, a quiet barrier between action and disaster. Radar screens flicker faintly, reflecting uncertainty back at the men controlling them. Each officer's gaze alternates between monitors and each other, searching for affirmation or doubt. Shadows stretch across steel walls, emphasizing the weight of unspoken consequences. The analog dials remain steady, unmoved by human tension, impartial witnesses to the moment. The submarine's hum resonates through the room, steady, indifferent, yet ominous. Sweat glistens under dim overhead lights, revealing the cost of indecision on the human body. Every tiny motion carries meaning, each pause heavy with the potential to change the world. In the stillness between breaths, history waits, silent, fragile, and suspended. The radar stabilizes, green blips fading into harmless lines, a temporary reprieve from uncertainty. Analog gauges hum quietly, unchanging, reflecting the calm after tense anticipation. The officer's posture relaxes slightly, yet the weight of responsibility remains palpable. Soft ambient light from monitors illuminates hands that could have triggered catastrophe. The second officer shifts in his chair, realizing that restraint, not haste, preserved safety. Steel walls and sealed doors contain more than machinery. They enclose human fragility. The launch key remains untouched, brass gleaming in subdued overhead light. The control room holds a fragile silence, each officer acutely aware of the moment just passed. Red and green lights reflect softly on faces, casting shadows that hint at relief and tension alike. Fingerprints on consoles mark the presence of human hands that almost chose differently. The hum of machinery continues, steady and impartial, a reminder of latent power. Eyes scan trajectory maps one final time, witnessing destruction that will never arrive. Hands rest lightly on consoles, the decision deferred yet decisive in its restraint. Ambient green glow from radar screens bathes the room, softening the previously harsh shadows. The captain exhales slowly, understanding that hesitation saved millions without a single word spoken. Monitors display idle readings, unchanging. The instruments now witnesses rather than judges. Time stretches forward, indifferent to the crisis narrowly avoided, yet the officers feel its weight. Silence dominates, broken only by soft mechanical hums and subtle electronic beeps. The submarine's steel walls vibrate faintly with life, a cocoon of safety and tense isolation. In the still post-crisis calm, the true power of restraint becomes evident. The emergency binder remains closed, a record of what could have been but never was. Subtle reflections from radar screens illuminate consoles left untouched, silent witnesses to restraint. Officers sit quietly, absorbing the enormity of a decision not made in haste. Analog dials and readiness indicators remain in standby, a testament to careful judgment. Soft green and red lights bathe the room, reflecting on uniforms and steel walls alike. The hum of machinery continues, steady and impartial, indifferent to human tension. Fingers relax on console edges, the adrenaline of near action slowly fading. Maps and charts remain neatly stacked, paths of destruction frozen on paper rather than reality. Eyes that once darted between monitors now focus on calm, the threat dissipated. Silence dominates the room, heavy but comforting, a pause in the tension-filled night. Steel walls enclose a fragile calm, containing the consequences of human choice. The captain surveys the control room, recognizing that inaction can sometimes be the greatest courage. The launch keys rest side by side, untouched, brass gleaming faintly under soft light. Radar displays stable readings, confirming the absence of any imminent threat. Sweat dries on tense brows, replaced by subtle relief, faces illuminated softly by monitors. Time passes slowly, every second a reminder of the crisis that nearly unfolded. The room's low hum and blinking indicators continue, but without urgency or panic. Officers exhale quietly, shoulders relaxing as the weight of responsibility eases. In that quiet moment, the true power of restraint becomes evident, shaping history without a single missile fired. The radar screens glow softly, idle but still, reflecting the calm after a narrowly avoided crisis. Launch consoles remain untouched, brass keys gleaming faintly in dim, ambient light. Officers sit quietly, absorbing the weight of a decision that could have ended millions of lives. Steel walls and sealed hatches enclose a fragile calm, the submarine a world unto itself. The captain removes his cap, a silent acknowledgement of restraint and courage under pressure. Fingerprints on consoles remind us that human hands nearly chose differently. Analog gauges hum quietly, measuring nothing but the patience and discipline of those who restrain themselves. Eyes scan maps and charts one final time, witnessing paths of destruction that never unfold. Soft green and red lights reflect on tense faces now at ease, the room settling into calm. The hum of machinery continues, steady and impartial, indifferent to the near catastrophe averted. Hands rest lightly on steel consoles, a subtle affirmation of restraint over action. Officers exhale quietly, Schul. Durs relaxing, the tension of critical seconds slowly fading. Time stretches forward, carrying the lesson that inaction at the right moment can save millions. The submarine interior glows softly, monitors idle, alarms silent, calm prevailing. Trajectory charts remain neatly stacked, paths of potential destruction frozen forever on paper. Launch keys sit side by side, untouched, a silent symbol of humanity's restraint. The captain surveys the room, eyes reflecting quiet relief, knowing history was spared. Steel doors remain closed, enclosing lives, machines, and the memory of a choice not taken. Every instrument, every dial, every monitor stands as a witness to human judgment and courage. In the stillness of the control room, the world continues, shaped by the restraint of one individual, forever altering history.